We do have some franchise owners who dabble in injectables. 70% of our owners are multi-unit,
Right.
so we can streamline that for them.
Before you explore franchise options, take a few minutes to understand how you are wired. The assessment link is below. Welcome to Franchise Focus. Today we're talking about one of the most recognizable brands in the wellness and self-care space, Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. This is a category that continues to grow as consumers prioritize wellness, stress management, and routine self-care, not occasional luxury. Joining me is Kristie Kalinowski, who works closely with franchise owners across the system. We're going to break down how this model actually works, what it takes to build recurring revenue, and what separates top performing owners from the rest. So welcome, Kristie. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me, Laura. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. If you could just give people a little background about yourself and how you came into franchising and Hand and Stone.
Absolutely. Like Laura said, I'm Kristie Kalinowski. I am the Vice President of Franchise Development with Hand and Stone Massage and Facial. My journey into franchising started directly out of college. I started as a sales, profit, and operations coach on the operations side of the franchising business with Burger King Corporate.
Oh,
And throughout that training program, gained a lot of respect for what it really takes to run a franchise successfully, and then moved over to the development side of things. So I've spent many years in the development space, a lot with service and education focused brands, which has been very rewarding. And more recently, joined the Hand and Stone team, and am just so thrilled to be here as a consumer myself, integrating this service into my routine. As you had mentioned, really having it be more ritual. Self care is more important now than ever before, and it's top of mind for a lot of consumers. So excited to help the brand continue to grow and develop.
that's wonderful. From your vantage point, what are some of the misconceptions that people have about owning a
That you need to
well?
have spa experience, I would say, is the most common misconception, or be willing to provide a service.
Mhm.
I myself am not a licensed esthetician or massage therapist, and I'm at conferences representing the brand all of the time. And as long as you understand the business overall, are people focused, and you're passionate about wellness, having those traits is what makes us successful. So I would say do not shy away from inquiring about what this business opportunity could look like for you just because you don't have experience. The best owners want to be staples in their community in a way that really feels good. Looking at our guests coming into the treatment rooms and then leaving, they're happy, they're relaxed. We strive to make it the best hour of their month. And what a wonderful business to be in, to be able to start that for your community.
Absolutely, absolutely. What are the core services that you guys offer?
So we operate in two very simple and focused models as our core: massage and facial. Now,
Mhm.
within those two categories, there are service upgrades, ways to really enhance the service as well. But when you're looking at the modalities overall, those are the two main. We do have some franchise owners who dabble in injectables where they're able to, waxing services. We also have body toning and sculpting as well. But I would say for the beginning entrepreneur that's looking at this, focus on the facial and massage category because there's a lot of business to be done there. The one piece of Hand and Stone that I think is a really incredible opportunity for those looking at investing is recurring revenue. So much like a gym membership where you can join and come to the gym as much as you want, from a spa standpoint, we have a similar model where a customer pays somewhere between $79.95 and $99.95 a month. That will get them one 50-minute service, either a massage or a facial. They choose what feels good to them that month. And so as entrepreneurs are launching their business, they can build that membership base and they have that predictable recurring revenue, which is a great milestone to really build your business off of. So, when you're looking at key differentiators across the space, the fact that we have that recurring model really makes us stand out.
Yeah, no, yeah, and I think massage has been, and I'm sure facials a category that it just stands the test of time. There's a lot of exciting new brands that maybe come into different types of wellness space, but we know for sure massage is here to stay and not going anywhere. And it's back to your point, it's so critical. There's no way I could go on without having a monthly one. So when you talk about opening, what is that journey like for a franchisee? They sign on, and then what does Hand and Stone do? What does the owner do, and how does that roll out?
No pun intended, but we are hand in hand with them. As soon as they sign their franchise agreement, we have white glove service team who is in the driver's seat in terms of finding the right real estate. Hand and Stones today operate, I would say, between 2 and 3,000 square feet of lease space. And
Okay.
the model is very efficient because our average unit volume is 1.35 million. So you can drive a lot of volume in a very reasonable
Wow.
space. Yes. And so again, there's something to this model. So our real estate team is the one that is helping the franchise owner find the right space.
Hmm.
Then our real estate team is handing it over to our construction and architectural team, as well as our pre opening team, so that we're really taking that new franchise owner through the full life cycle from identifying the location to getting ready for grand opening and beyond. We still have hands on training at Hand and Stone, which I love. We're a 20-plus-year-old brand, and we're still bringing people to our headquarters and sending out a team to be able to help franchise owners and their staff launch really successfully. And that is really what I believe has set us apart from other competitors in the space. Our average unit volume is about 23% higher than other competitors that you could franchise with. And I
Wow.
truly believe it's been that hands on approach, operating in those simple and focused dual modalities to help our franchise owners thrive from the beginning.
That is truly significant. 23% more than wow. In that 2 to 3,000 square feet, how many rooms are you typically starting with?
Great question. Anywhere between 7 and 10.
Okay. Okay. And is there a target that you shoot for in terms of signing up members before you open, or is it just a matter of the time frame that
Yeah, that's a great question. So our goal for you is to open with 100 pre-opening members. We feel like that gives you a solid foundation where those employees that are starting as your bench strength, it'll keep their books busy for a bit because obviously you want to keep your employees motivated to keep that business running. Now, I have to say our owners at Hand and Stone are very competitive. And so we had an opening out of Tennessee recently. They had 300 pre-opening members, an opening out of New York, 500 pre-opening members.
Oh,
Pretty incredible, right? And
oh
on
my
average,
gosh.
spas have 1,000 members, so they are well on their way in terms of really stabilizing.
What what makes a location like that able to do that? What's different about what their approach to it?
An engaged owner operator. It really comes down to the people. We're
Hmm.
really fortunate that the model overall it affords the owner the opportunity to work on the business once the foundation is laid. But in the beginning, pedal to the metal, hiring the right people, putting the word out there that Hand and Stone is coming, getting those founding memberships just helps set your business up for success from the beginning. So we're different from other brands where we don't say, oh, you need to leave your full time job and focus on this full time. You can do both. But when you're in that focus period for Hand and Stone, we want you, again, pedal to the metal and making sure that you're driving those pre opening memberships. Now, we have services and third parties that absolutely help with that. So it's not like the owner is making all of those calls,
Right.
especially because they're in the learning phase too. But I really think it's important to be the brand, wear your Hand and Stone logo. I have mine on all the time and really emulate and be proud of this business that you've invested in. At one of the grand openings, our owner who had 300 pre-opening members, she had a banner and it listed all of the community members' names that invested in Hand and Stone and started their pre-opening membership. So on that grand opening day, it wasn't just a ribbon cutting, it was really solidifying her as the staple in the community.
That is brilliant. Wow. That is really neat. So in that process, so a lot of people I'm sure are attracted to this industry because of the strong numbers, but what makes, a fit for Hand and Stone? And what is that journey like in terms of going through and evaluating it from both sides?
So I'm glad that you said both sides, Laura, because that's key. As someone is looking at this opportunity, making sure that we feel like we're the right fit for them. And then us, when we're looking at the candidate, can we support them in their journey? Because candidates are coming to us from all walks of life. We have IT professionals, we have lawyers that are transitioning. I mean, just truly runs the gamut in terms of background and experience. The common denominator is someone who's passionate about wellness, strong communicators, and people. With your business, your Hand and Stone, in the beginning, you're going to employ anywhere from 12 to 15 employees from
Okay.
like professionals in massage and facials to your spa associates that are helping run your front desk and give that great experience to consumers that are coming through the door. It is a premium brand, so customer service is at the forefront. That's another way in which we differentiate ourselves and providing that spa and luxury experience at an affordable price point for our customers so that they want to come in every month. But again, it feels obtainable to be able to have that membership and be a part of the Hand and Stone journey.
And how long do those customers stay on average? Or if that's something you're
We
able
don't
to
code
share?
in our FTD, so I have to be a bit careful, but I can tell you
Yeah.
anecdotally, I've been at a number of conferences over the last month and a half, and the journeys have ranged where I had a gentleman come up to me, "Oh, I've been a member for 8 years." Another woman, "I've been a member for 10 years." So a lot of times when they are starting at Hand and Stone, they stay because of the flexibility of our member benefits. So if I am at a spa in Austin, Texas, and that is my home base, when I'm traveling for work in Vegas, I can actually go and utilize my membership there, which is
Oh, very
incredible for the customer to have that flexibility.
right.
We work out payment on the back end between the 2 spas, of course.
Yeah.
That's our responsibility to do, but for a member, it's really seamless, and so if you think about the price point, right? Somewhere between 79 and $99 a month. If I'm building that into my routine on a monthly basis and I've already budgeted versus I'm going on vacation 3 months from now and I'm gonna hit the hotel spa and spend 350 members on the service, there's a lot of value, right? In being that Hand and Stone member, going to different spas across the country as you're traveling versus that larger investment that
Yeah.
is more one-time service versus this routine.
Absolutely. Someone does sign on. We talked about going through the how long on average does it take to find a location and get a location open?
So I would say first our diligence process is 6 weeks of that evaluation between the 2 of us and making sure this is a right fit to get to the franchise agreement. Once the franchise
Mhm.
agreement is signed, you should be open and operational within 1 year, which
Okay.
sounds quick, but, a lot goes on within that time frame, and again,
Yeah.
because we have our internal team that's driving the ship in terms of a lot of those opening activities, that's how we're able to get you to opening pretty quickly.
And that owner then, whether they keep their job or not full time, what's that the initial 6 months look like? What's the next year after, maybe 6 months and 12 months, maybe 18 months?
So I would say the first 6 months is training and making sure you understand how to be Hand and Stone. We bring our franchise owners in for a 4 to 5 day intensive training at our headquarters before they launch their spa. That's more foundational knowledge, how to utilize all of our back of house systems, the things that you need that in-person touch with versus just doing a virtual training. In addition, there is a spa manager training. So we even bring the spa managers to our headquarters. We encourage that the franchise owner attend with them so they're hearing the information at the same time and learning alongside each other. And so the first 6 months, again, it's learning the foundation, going to different trainings, and then locally in their market, starting to hire and starting to train to get ready for that grand opening. So, a lot of just immersing yourself in the model overall to be able to eloquently speak to what it means to be a Hand and Stone member and why someone would want to join us. And then having to fill on the back end your pipeline of massage therapists, statisticians, and then the spa associates, and then most importantly, your spa manager. Your spa manager is your bread and butter, right? Like they are
Okay.
the ones that are really helping drive that day to day. And so it's important that we get that hiring decision right. So
And
that's going to
where
be the 6 month focus.
yeah, where do people typically find that spa manager?
A lot of times they come to us with spa experience. We're really fortunate that we actually have a recruiting team on the corporate side of the business to
Okay.
be able to help our franchise owners understand where to post, how to post, what those interviews should sound like. And so, again, another hands on approach that we're taking in order to coach our owners to get to that hiring phase. Since you're laying that foundation within the first 6 months, you had asked about 12 months, 18 months beyond.
Yes.
I would say once you get to that 12-month mark, you've gone through all of the seasons of Hand and Stone, right? You've gone through every gift card season. And so every year thereafter gets a little bit easier.
Okay.
70% of our owners are multi unit. So usually by that time, they're looking to open spot number
Okay.
2, spot number 3.
Gotcha. And given that you guys have been around for so long, where is there opportunity in the US? Is there a lot of pockets
There's
or
a lot of opportunity. There's still a lot of white space. Given our affordable price point, we're able to serve a lot of different markets for services. And so, what we do, we have a back of house software that shows us all of the demographics across the country. where the shopping centers are, where competitors are, and we layer in data as to how our spas perform. So we can see if we put a spa 5 miles away here, what does that cannibalization look like to the other
Right.
spas in the area? And if it's too much, we won't do it, right? We'll go a little bit further out. So the brand has been very focused on strategic growth, not just putting dots on a map, but where can we put those dots that will be effective for both the franchise owner that's investing and those that have already invested in the brand. Hot markets, I would say a lot of availability in New England, which is where I'm originally from. So, anyone in Boston that's listening, please contact us.
Okay.
Genuinely, Laura, we can find opportunity in every state across the United States. I would say our limited availability would be New Jersey because that's where we got our start in
Hmm.
2004. That's where our first spa opened. There's still some pockets of opportunity. And then Florida, I would say, is our next market that has the most spas in it today. But again, there's
Hmm.
pockets of opportunity. So not hesitating to reach out and see what's available near you. And we also have owners that are multi-unit, multi-state. So that's really interesting too, the fact that you can scale your model across states. It doesn't necessarily need to be in your backyard, given that you have that spa leadership that's in place.
But to start, do you prefer them to be in their own market for their first opening?
The brand doesn't have a preference. We just would want to see what their plan is, right?
Okay.
So it's not that we would say, oh, you live in Arizona, you can't start your spa in California. It's what does that plan look like to get launched and really be intentional about your focus here? Because maybe that candidate's long term plan is to relocate to California and retire there. But life, you know,
Yeah.
steps have to happen in order to get there. So we wouldn't prohibit someone from starting the business. We would just want to understand really intentionally what their plan is going to be so that they can be set up for success and we know how to best support them. As I mentioned, a lot of owners come to us from all different walks of life. So
Yeah.
meeting a franchise owner where they are is the most important piece of the franchisee franchisor relationship.
In that, yeah, in that pre-sales and then ongoing, what does that marketing mix look like that's driving that
A lot of
engagement?
it's digitally focused because that's where consumers are today.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so Hand and Stone provides those services for our franchise owners. A lot of people are not SEO experts and we don't expect them to be.
Right.
So we can streamline that for them. They are investing in it, they're paying for it, but something we account for in our item 7 for our grand opening mix. I would say locally, best things for franchise owners to do, join the local chamber of commerce, sponsor the little league team, like all of those events where you can get consumer eyeballs on you to pique
Yeah.
that interest of, oh wait, Hand and Stone. Yeah, I've heard about them before. To really make sure that you're building that local awareness, the things that we can't do for you from a national level. I would say that's where we really want our owners to focus.
How about the social media? Do you guys help with that, or are they?
We do. We do help a lot with that. Social media is a great tool to be able to dive further into your local market. But again, a lot of that is about strategic spending from a digital standpoint. And so having a presence is one thing. And then on the other side of it, just making sure that we're spending dollars appropriately to get the right consumers looking at us.
And those owners that, like, I can picture my local area. I think it's been the same owner for a long time, and they moved locations, I guess, when her lease is up or whatnot. But what are they looking like in terms of, you I'm sure have many that are in multi-year, more than 10-year agreements, right? They've renewed and whatnot.
They have, yeah.
Yeah, what's that look like? Are they looking to continue to add, or they've got a pretty good, it could be maxed out like in Florida here, but
So honestly, it's a great mix. We are a tenured brand. We're 20 plus years. So we do have some owners that are transitioning to retirement. We see them selling to friends, family members so that we can, welcome new owners into the system. But a lot of times in those transition plans, existing owners already in the system are scooping up any transfer opportunities because they want to expand their portfolio. And it's a quicker way to do that, especially because they've already had their arms around the business. So that's one exit path for a franchise owner. But again, we're fortunate that because this business is less hands on in the business and more hands on the business. I'm speaking with owners right now, potential owners, I should say. We're not completely through the process, potential owners
right.
right now that they want to do this as their retirement plan. They spent many years in education, IT, what have you, they're not ready to be done utilizing, all the brain cells, but they don't want to be able to physically have to be going there and doing the work every day. And
Right.
so that I think has been a really interesting phenomenon too. Those that are looking to be like semi-retired and doing this.
Right, right. No, I could see that'd be a really great thing. What are some of the operational challenges people might not think about in terms of after they've, grown their first location, they decide to opening the second that scale? Where are there some hiccups that could happen there?
Yeah. It all comes down to people, right? They can make or break you. So, strong hiring decisions. And if you haven't hired the right person, making sure that you are transitioning them because culture is everything. You can feel it when you walk into the spa if the team is
Hmm.
is working together. Again, that front desk is feeding the books for the
Yeah,
licensed estheticians and massage therapists. And so making sure that that good working culture is very important. So, of course, there's always challenges in finding the right fit for each position. But once you find it, you can really feel when you've got it right, which is great. But the
yeah,
biggest challenge is getting it wrong and then writing the ship.
yeah, yeah. And then how does your brand alone help attract some of the top massage people? Because I know many of times I've found some gems there, and they stay quite booked.
Absolutely, absolutely. So again, we're really fortunate that we have become a household name at this
Mm,
point, and so those licensed professionals want to work with us. We're providing them everything they need at the spa in order to do their job and do it very effectively. I had talked briefly about service upgrades at the beginning of our time together, and so Hand and Stone has an offering menu where the service provider can suggest to the guest ways to enhance their service, whether that be essential oils or Himalayan hot stones and adding to that ticket is only going to add from a gratuity standpoint to the service
yeah,
provider, so monetary. But I think more importantly, you're enhancing that guest experience where they then want to come back and rebook with you, right? And
yeah,
so that is really the science behind the upgrades. Yes, from a monetary standpoint, but how do we increase the services that are being provided in that 50 minutes to be even better?
yeah.
Now, the estheticians as well, there is a lot of ongoing training and professional development opportunities for estheticians. So we host trainings across the country with our partners, Dermalogica and Image, to be able to help increase those estheticians' product knowledge, which keeps
Okay.
them coming back and again wanting to work at Hand and Stone because that's all included in their employment, those professional development opportunities that helps them better sell to their customers and again keeps them engaged in the business.
Some of those locations that you mentioned, like they have 300, 500,000 members. How many people at the end of the day are they employing at that time?
So here's the hard part about answering that question. It depends how many hours the estheticians or
Yeah.
licensed massage therapists can provide to you, right?
Right.
Because spas are open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So
Okay.
depend Monday through Sunday.
Yeah.
So depending on how many hours I can give to you depends on where you need to then fill in the gaps of your schedule. It
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
hard job, right? They're on their feet all day, especially those
Yes. No,
massage
absolutely.
therapists.
I would think
So
you'd want to be flexible. Yeah.
exactly. And I think that's also what our service providers enjoy about working with us versus going out on their own to start a business. They don't have to worry about filling their funnel on the top end, right? We're doing all of that. It's their
Hmm.
job when a customer is in front of them to provide the best service possible so that hopefully they will rebook with them.
Yeah.
But even
Yeah.
if they don't, we have a streamline of customers that are coming
Right.
in.
Yeah. No, 100%. Anything else that you want to share that's, really important to think about?
So I would say as you're looking at investing in potential businesses, really finding something that you're passionate about. No business is perfect. There's going to be hard days, but I think if
Yeah.
you're investing in a brand where you feel really good about what you're delivering. So with Hand and Stone specifically, it's delivering more wellness to the community. It
Yeah.
makes those hard days a little bit easier, right? You're reminded why you did this in the beginning and when you watch guests walk out of your spa better than they came in, it really is that reminder as to why you started doing this in the beginning.
Right. No, that's excellent. No, I appreciate it so much, Chrissy. This has been very informative, wonderful business model. And
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
good to learn more about it. Thanks again for your time.
Absolutely.